You're welcome. We start off in the Central Region. Relatives of a 25-year-old trainee nurse are struggling to cope with the news of her death after learning she was kidnapped, killed, and brutally killed and also buried secretly in parts of the Central Region. Now, police in Mankessim in the Central Region have arrested a pastor who confessed to helping a chief of the area to kill Georgina Aso-Botri. Of course, the pastor led investigators to the site of the burial to exhume the body yesterday. Central Regional Correspondent Richard Kojinyako has been taking a look at that story and has the latest in this report.
Adameba, akukumeba, asodie, aso, memfa hin machia waso, aso, memfa hin machia aso minim o, Wadimawu. If I bought for no, Wadimawu. Okay, was my moon. Oh, Obaha say, Tamo Yasun to Oba the year, the Yanity Swati. Oba, your better man, dear chair. Yeah, dear, so me quite yes, I'm not set in a banana. Name pass on, or Kobaya was a Missicaya.
Well, so mother of the victim there, joining me now is Richard Kojinyako, who's been following up on the story for us. Richard, quite a sad day for those in the Central Region and even beyond, for those of us who are getting to read about the story. But started all for us. Who's this lady in question who's now being subjected to this brutal murder?
So, Blessed, the lady is a prospective nurse trainee. Is not a nurse trainee, a prospective nurse trainee.
A prospective.
She traveled to Ankafor, prospective. So she traveled to Ankafor to have some interview that would enable her get entry or gain entry to the nursing training college. Now, it happened that the sister is the boyfriend of the pastor, who is now in police custody, who is a prime suspect now. And so the sister told her that, okay, when you go, my boyfriend says that he's around, and so go look for him. So after the interview, the deceased is alleged to have told a friend that, well, my sister's fiancé says that he's coming to pick me. And so that was the communication that ensued between the deceased and then another person who is not named in this conversation. So the lady went missing. For about 3 weeks, they were looking for this lady. And so posters were placed, notices were placed on social media and part of Mankessim to look for her. So in that process, the person in question, who the deceased told that, well, my sister's fiancé said he was coming to pick me, alerted the police. And so that is how the police got to know the pastor. And so upon some interrogation, the pastor admitted, according to what the police is telling us, admitted to committing that crime, but he said that he did not do it alone. He did it with a chief. And so he led the police to go to the chief's apartment where Aso had been killed, buried, and the body was almost decomposing. And so the police, with the help of other people, had to exhume the body from that particular apartment. And so that is all we do know about it. But this pastor, we do not know the name. The police are tight-lipped on it. They would not communicate anything about it. And so it's thrown the entire Mankessim town into some kind of mourning.
Yeah, I can imagine. But then are we getting a sense of who this traditional leader may be?
Come again.
Are we getting a sense of who the chief involved is?
Well, so we are told that he's a Tufuhin, a sub-chief around the Mankessim area, but we do not know where exactly he's chief of, but his apartment is where the body was exhumed. But he is also the president of the local traders association, and so the people around the Mankessim area know him very well. For the chief, they know him. But as to whether he has been apprehended, because once the person who confessed, the suspect in police custody has confirmed that he aided him to orchestrate that act, I'm sure that the police will be will be after him.
What may be the reasons for this murder? At least the pastor has confirmed, but are we getting details as to why this young lady was murdered? Possibly, allegedly, as we're learning of.
So the details are not really coming. They are very sketchy because the police are tight-lipped on it. They are not communicating, or they are not breathing a word on it to any media organization. They have directed everybody to go to the headquarters to get access to the information. But there is a sexual activity that we are told by the police in the initial and the preliminary investigation that took place, that they had some sexual encounter with the deceased now. So that also may have played a part, but we do not know really what led to them kidnapping her in the first place, killing her, and then deciding to bury her secretly.
How about local authorities there and, of course, community leaders? What sense do you get from them? And when last did we record such an incident in the Mankessim area?
So we've been speaking with the assemblyman for the area, and he says that it doesn't occur frequently, but this year alone there have been 5 cases of such nature, and so he appealed to the IGP to ensure that a lot of police personnel are sent to that area to ensure that proper security is taken care of. When we spoke with the residents, some of them indicated that, well, they know that the security situation is not that good, and so they've informed their daughters and their sons that when they go out, they should not stay late outside. They should come home so that something of this nature wouldn't happen to them.